ElephantDrive Review: Pricing, Pros, Cons, and Features. ElephantDrive prides itself on offering enterprise-class storage and backup tools that were previously reserved for larger organizations. It is named after the adage that an elephant never forgets and that the service works for peanuts. ElephantDrive is worth watching because it allows you to choose your own encryption, but is it enough to compete with other premium cloud services at the same price? In this in-depth ElephantDrive evaluation, we discover out pricing and availability. ElephantDrive comes in 4 different bundles, each aimed for a particular market. You can start with a free account with 2 GB of storage and 100 MB of upload limits, or you can increase these limits with a free 30-day trial of any subsequent tiers, which you can upgrade, downgrade, or cancel at any time. Individuals and families will benefit from the Home package, which costs $10 per month for 1 TB of storage. Additional storage is offered for $10 per month for each 1 TB added, up to a maximum of 15 TB, allowing customers to customize their experience. It's worth mentioning that file uploads are limited to 2 GB per file, with anything larger being refused. Home accounts can be used on up to 10 devices at the same time and can have up to 3 sub-accounts. The $20 per month business option, which includes 1 TB of base storage, is excellent for small enterprises. This time around, it costs $20 per 1 TB added, up to a whopping 50 TB, and single uploads can be as large as 15 GB per file. ElephantDrive for Business supports up to 20 sub-accounts and can be deployed on up to 25 devices. The Enterprise plan is the top of the line, suited for enterprises with more than 100 devices and sub-accounts. Base storage starts at 1 TB, with additional terabytes costing $30 apiece. This time around, there is no limit to how much a company can add, and individual file sizes can be as large as 200 GB each. File versioning and recovery. ElephantDrive does not let you to view or edit your files, but it does keep track of the version history of everything you submit. This is especially useful if your data is compromised by viruses or if a shared project is overly altered, as you can revert to one of the many earlier versions logged. You may configure how your files are backed up from the backup settings, as long as your backup folder is synchronizing, which was a problem for me at first. You can schedule a backup, add rule exclusions, tweak archiving, and even change how many file versions are saved and for how long from here. There is no hard limit to how long you can keep earlier revisions, but it's critical to confirm that file versioning works before getting started, since you may discover that older versions aren't being stored as planned. Even after instructing ElephantDrive to keep file versions forever, they continued to vanish without explanation after 1 day. File versioning is available on all platforms and can be accessed by right-clicking files in the browser, Windows Explorer, and Max Finder, or by tapping the information icon on mobile apps. You may also share URLs to specific desktop versions and restore entire folders that have been altered or removed. File sharing support. ElephantDrive makes sharing files simple by including the option in the right-click menu on desktops and the information menu on mobile apps. You'll be presented with a long link that you may test using the Open Link button and Password Protect. Regrettably, there is currently no way to establish a countdown for how long the link will be lived. Expiration appears to be set to 2 months by default, but it may be changed manually in the Shared Link Management list, which can be found under the link subheader. By going to Actions, you'll be able to create your own expiration date or completely cancel access. The lack of these options when creating the link is a little annoyance that I would want to see addressed in the future, but the underlying customization options are nothing to sneeze at. Cross-platform. ElephantDrive has officially released applications for Windows, Mac OS, iOS 9.2 or later, Android 2.3 or later, and various Linux distros and network-attached storage, NAS, devices. You can access any file stored on ElephantDrive through the browser, but the company has also released applications for Windows, Mac OS, iOS 9.2 or later, Android 2.3 or later, and various Linux distros and NAS devices. During installation, ElephantDrive generates a Everywhere folder that connects all connected devices and promises to synchronize files instantly. Integration of the operating system. ElephantDrive prohibits users from uploading files via browser because to security concerns, necessitating the use of programs to get the most from the service. Thankfully, they all integrate with their respective operating systems to make the procedure go more smoothly. Within Windows Explorer and Mac Finder on the desktop, dedicated folders emerge, automatically uploading files that are dragged and dropped. The user is also given a slew of right-click options that make file sharing and reverting to previous versions a breeze. ElephantDrive's notification center sits in the system tray next to your clock while the cloud synchronizes in the background. This appears to be a lot more reliable on Mac than it is on Windows, since I had a few graphic glitches and bugs during my time with it. Mobile users don't have as many options, however operating system integration is available. You don't have to start the app to transmit a file to the cloud. Instead, simply select Share and swipe until you locate the ElephantDrive option. Sub-accounts. Along with the usual parent account, users are automatically issued with 3 sub-accounts when purchasing the home package and 20 sub-accounts when purchasing the business tier. These allow you to share your storage space with other trusted users without having to share sensitive information by giving them access to your storage space using their own email address and password. Depending on how you wish to share ElephantDrive, there are 2 types of sub-accounts. Workgroup sub-accounts have the same level of access as the parent account, with unique passwords and access to the entire storage space. Independent sub-accounts carve out storage space for others to use, preventing them from accessing other people's folders and files unless they are explicitly shared with them. Because it must be done by the owner and handed on to the recipient, creating a sub-account necessitates some contact between parties. Although no confirmation email is sent, invitees can change their assigned password after logging in for the first time. Please keep in mind that changing passwords may affect the accessibility of previously uploaded files if the user has chosen to encrypt files themselves, as keys are linked to the original password. For more information, see the Technical Security section of the Privacy and Security section. Confidentiality and Safety. Jurisdiction. ElephantDrive, based in the United States and compliant with the EU-US Privacy Shield framework, is under investigation by the Federal Trade Commission and other government agencies. This isn't ideal, given that the US has been repeatedly chastised for its proclivity for surveillance and dubious privacy policies. You don't want to give critical information to a corporation that doesn't take any steps to prevent it from slipping into the hands of the National Security Agency, NSA. Support. ElephantDrive's customer service is woefully inadequate in comparison to the competitors, relying largely on its help center and a blog that is updated just a few times each year. It accepts email inquiries, however response times vary based on the time of submission and the topic. There's no way of knowing if there's a tiered priority system for paying subscribers, but the existing method is clearly inadequate for a service that costs $10 or more per month. Last thoughts. ElephantDrive's mission is clear: to meet the growing demand for backup storage. This is what it excels at in the NAS business, but perhaps not so much in the consumer market. The pricing options are flexible, providing to most client demands with the option to add storage on the fly for an additional fee, but the rates are a little excessive when they don't meet the standards we've come to expect when spending double digits on a monthly basis. The company's forthright stance toward transparency and implementation of alternatives, allowing customers to choose how they wish to encrypt their own data, continues to impress me. This is a novel approach that many of its competitors lack, but it doesn't change the fact that there isn't enough support for a premium service, and the lack of two-factor authentication is unforgivable for a security-focused platform. I believe ElephantDrive has the potential to become a market leader. However, unless the gap in applications is addressed or the cost is modified, it's difficult to suggest ElephantDrive as is when there are better choices.